Hi and welcome. In this video I am going to explain all these HTL block statements which we use while we write code in front-end code, basically in Sitely, or now we call it as HTL code, that is HTML templating language. So I will just explain as in how and on which use case we can use this block statements. Let me go to this demo. So what I have done is I have written one ceiling model. In this ceiling model I am just I have few getters. Basically what I'm doing is I have a profile pojo class. In this profile pojo class I have just first name and last name and then respective getters. I have also used the toString method so that my class object can return a readable output. I'm just returning first name plus last name. Okay, what I'm returning this profile object, which is nothing but first name and last name. I'm returning name, which is also like first name and last name only. I'm returning one s3 element. This is just a string called s3. I will explain what is the usage of this getter. I'm returning one boolean method and the value is false, and then I have a get slides method in which I'm just creating a list of profile objects in which I'm setting first name last name as Ritesh Mittal, and first name second object is first name and last name only, and then resource object. Okay. Okay, I have created one I have created one functional component, and I'll just explain what I have written. Maybe this is a better output. Yeah, so these are the attributes. For example, the HTL block statements I'm talking about. The very first one is data-sly-use. Okay, so we use this statement, the HTL block statement, when we want to invoke the sling model. We can also invoke JavaScript API, but in this demo I have used sling model. So this is how we use. What we do, we just give the path of that sling model, and then this is the variable which we can further use while we want to invoke any of the specific getter. So for example, I have used model, and if I want to invoke profile or maybe name, I will just use model.profile or model.name. So this is how we use data-sly-use block statement. Okay, now the second one is data-sly-test. What is the usage? For example, within my ceiling model, I want to, on runtime, I want to set any attribute, and then that attribute will become a variable. So what I'm doing is the profile attribute, means model I'm getting from here, model.profile, which is nothing but this profile object. I'm just getting all this output in the profile which is on runtime, and then now I have profile attribute in this variable profile, and then I'm fetching from profile.first name. So profile dot first name will be this value, basically this getter. Okay, so this is how we can use data-sly-test attribute statement. The next one is data-sly-text. This is nothing but just to print the text what we are getting. So model dot name I'm printing, which is this one. Whenever we want to fetch any of the attribute from ceiling model, right, just eliminate get, and then if it is, of course, if it is a camel case, just make it small, the very first letter, and then it will be a basically property as in through which you can get the data. Okay, then the next attribute next statement is data-sly-attribute. Okay, what is the purpose of this? For example, my model dot name is returning Ritesh Mittal, so that Ritesh Mittal will be injected here, because what I want is on runtime I want to have I want to set attribute name to this value. So name attribute name attribute will be set by model.name. Okay, then next one is data-sly-element. Element is basically on runtime I want to change these values. For example, right now it's h1 tag, but on runtime I want to change it to h3 tag. So what I can use, data-sly-element. So if you see what I have written in get h3 element, I have just written h3. So this h1 will be replaced by h3. Yeah, let's do one thing. I have already dropped this component on this page. Let's go one by one. So although we have already covered data-sly-test, so what I'm printing is data-sly-set profile, and then I'm printing profile.firstname, and I'm getting Ritesh. Okay, the next one is data-sly-text, and what I'm printing just model.name, which is nothing but first name and last name. First name and last name. Yeah. Next one is data-sly-attribute, which is nothing but I'm setting name attribute runtime. So let me go to preview mode. I'll just inspect it. And yeah, so name attribute will be set as what we are fetching from the model.name, which is first name and last name. Now data-sly-element runtime I'm changing h1 to h3. Runtime, see, h1 will be replaced by h3. Okay, next one is data-sly-test, which is a validation kind of thing, like if the condition succeeds then execute it. So what I'm verifying here is if the it shown is true, then print text. So I'm returning true from my model, that's why the text is coming. Okay, the next one is data-sly-list, which is nothing but an iterator. So here what we need is I have one method called slides, get slides, in which I have put let me just show. Yeah, here. So what I'm doing is on slides object only I'm adding two different profile objects, Ritesh Mittal and first name last name. So it will just iterate, means I'm just taking output in item onto the slides and then item dot first name. So that's why I'm getting first name Ritesh and first name. Yeah, okay, I think I missed it. Okay, see, on this test condition what I'm checking is if the model dot name is Ritesh Mittal, then just print it, and that's why it's getting printed, because yeah, this test condition, I'll just show it here. Yeah, because the condition is passing here, my name is for Ritesh Mittal, that's why it's passing. So that is also a use case if you want to use data-sly-test. Okay, next one is data-sly-include. That is just to if you want to include any script, so we can use data-sly-include. I have just included another HTML, that is mypage.html. If I'll show you what I have written in mypage.html, just I have added one text, file included, and if we see here, this is also invoked like file included. Okay, now the next thing is data-sly-call. Okay, what is the purpose of this? So for example, there is something called a template. Template is like separating your script from one HTML to another HTML, like so that we can create multiple HTML files. So how do we create templates? Okay, so this is the way we can create a template. maybe I will just sign. Okay, this is how we create template. We using data-sly-template. Okay, and then the template name, and this is the runtime what parameters we are expecting. Okay, and the same parameters we can use further while we are writing the template. Now if I want to invoke this template, how can I invoke? Using again data-sly-use, which we have already used earlier as well. Instead of calling sling model, this time I'm calling my template. Okay, and I'm taking it in lib attribute. How I can execute it? So using data-sly-call, lib is the variable, and then I want to invoke this template. So template example. So that's why I have written template example, and it's expecting one parameter as well. So I'm passing another this parameter within template. For example, I want to create another template in the same file. I will just write like this, and maybe this is template example 2. Okay, and maybe it's expecting any other variable, maybe as model itself, right? And maybe model dot name. Yeah, so if I want to call it again, what I can do, I will just copy paste here. Okay, so this is actually not needed because I have already created lib. So if I want to invoke it, what I need to do, data-sly-call, and this time I want to invoke this template, so this one, and what it's expecting model as whole. So I will just pass model and then model, and then it will print model dot name. Let me just copy paste it in the main one, and I will refresh the page now. Yeah, and it's printing first name last name, which is what I'm passing here. Yeah, so okay, yeah, so this is how we can use HTL block statements for different use cases.